Welcome to Mo English Lessons. Are you ready to unlock your world and start speaking English with confidence?
Hello everyone and welcome to English with Mo. I'm Muhammad Sedky and let's get started with our today's lesson. Now, today's lesson, it will be about the complements. Now, first of all, we need to understand what is a complement. Now, the complement simply it's a part of the sentence that completes the meaning of the sentence. So, in this way, we can understand the meaning, the complete meaning of the sentence. Now, we have three types of complements. The first type is the verb complements. Now, the verb complements, it's divided into two types or two subtypes, which is the direct object and the indirect object. Now, in regards to the direct object, it's the word that receives the action of the verb. So that's the direct object. It's a word that receives the action of the verb. As we can see in the example, the committee approved the new policy. So if we ask ourselves a question of what did the committee approve, so we'll find that the answer is policy. So that's the direct object that received the action of the verb. Moving to the indirect object, which refers to whom or for whom the action has been done. So she handed the technician the final report. What did she handed the technician? She handed the technician the final report. So final report will be the direct object. Now, to whom did she handle the final report? So it will be technician. So that's the indirect object. Moving to another type of complements, which is the subject complement. And the subject complement, it's mostly related to the linking verbs. So it's following a linking verb. So in this way, it's either followed by a noun that renames the subject, or it's followed by an adjective that renames or that describes the subject. So the linking verb, it's either followed by a noun. So in this form, it will be a predicate nominative, and it can be followed by an adjective, and in this way, it will be a predicate adjective. The solution became increasingly complicated. Now, the solution is the subject. Became, that's a linking verb. Increasingly complicated. Now, if we look at the complement following the linking verb, so we'll find that complicated is the adjective that describes the word solution, which is the subject. Now, moving to the final part that we're having, which is the object complements. And simply, the object complement, it renames or describes the object. So it gives more details about the object. So that's the function of the object complements. The board declared the project unnecessary. So if we look at the sentence that we're having here, the board is the subject, declared, that's the verb, and keep in mind that it's an action verb. That's why it's followed by a direct object, which is project, and then it's followed by an adjective. Yes. Now, the adjective that you can see here, unnecessary, that's an adjective that's modifying or describing project. The project is the thing that is unnecessary. That's why it's being described by the word unnecessary. So here it's been functioning as the object complement. So it completes the meaning of the sentence and it gives more details about the object. Now, how to identify the complement? First, look for what completes the verb meaning. So the word that completes the meaning of the verb, that's what we should mention, that it's a verb complement or it's a complement generally. Now decide whether it describes the subject or the object, as we have just mentioned, and check if it receives the action, of course, to decide whether the sentence contains a direct object or not. I hope it's being helpful for all of you, and thank you very much for watching. And kindly, if you have any suggestions for more lessons to be explained, kindly mention that in the comments, and see you next time.